So, estamos aquí con Manny Diaz, the former mayor of the city, la ciudad de Miami, and now a professor at Harvard University doing something very, very interesting, which something you put together. You're now a professor at Harvard.
They actually call us fellows.
Fellows.
Yeah,
What's the difference between a fellow?
Well, a fellow is just like a visiting fellow. I'm not like
hey,
a
fellow,
faculty.
come over here, teach.
Exactly.
Hey, fellow.
A jolly good fellow. I'm not like a full-time faculty.
Right, but I think what you're doing is really important. We're here at the Alliance of Digital. We're here at the Alliance for Digital Equality's Broadband Summit, talking about job creation. So the work that you're doing as a fellow at Harvard is very, very interesting. What's the title?
Well, it's Rebuilding America from the Ground Up. America's Cities, Rebuilding America from the Ground Up.
That's the title of the program.
That's the title of the program.
And the program focuses
on cities, but not just cities in terms of like an A through Z of how to run a city, but really talking about big picture issues like broadband and how important it is to develop broadband throughout America because of the relevance that has in terms of building cities and therefore building America, because 85% of the American people live in metropolitan areas. That's where 90% of the jobs and income in this country is created. So if we don't invest in programs like broadband in cities, then cities will not grow, and if cities don't grow, then America falls back.
Right. So can we say the same thing you just said in Spanish?
Sí, claro.
Por favor.
Estoy enseñando un curso en la Universidad de Harvard que diseñé específicamente con enfoque en las ciudades de los Estados Unidos. La ciudad de los Estados Unidos es donde el 85% de los americanos vivimos, donde el 90% de los trabajos y de los ingresos se generan en este país. Y el curso entonces conecta las inversiones necesarias que hay que hacer en la ciudad con el crecimiento económico de los Estados Unidos. En estos momentos hemos pasado por un momento muy difícil económicamente, y si no hacemos las inversiones como esto que estamos hablando hoy aquí del broadband, del internet, si no hacemos ese tipo de inversión, las ciudades nuestros residentes dejan de crecer. Por lo tanto, las ciudades dejan de crecer y finalmente el país deja de crecer y nos atrasamos. Hay otros países que ahora están compitiendo con nosotros que van a avanzar porque están haciendo este tipo de inversión.
I see. So it's important, as he's saying, that we have access with so many people living in these dense areas, the cities. 85% to 90% of the people in our country living in these environments. So with the job creation piece, through the courses that you're teaching, the course that you're teaching, is the goal to obviously give the students the information they need so they can go out and also create these jobs once they have this awareness of what the need is?
That's part of it. The other part is just inspiring them to public service. This is the Kennedy School, and so the mantra is public service and getting young people involved. And these are all very, obviously, smart students, but also very committed to getting involved. And so the question is, where do they get involved? In the old days, it was very popular for them to want to say, I'm going to go to Washington to work for a congressman or a senator. I've been trying to change their focus and say, you really need to go to the local level. That's where the real people are. That's where the rubber meets the road, and where you can see the fruits of your effort. When you help somebody at the local level, you can see them, you can look them in the eye and know that you've helped that person. And if you help one person every day, you've really changed a lot of lives. And so that's really been the focus of getting them engaged and understanding these types of investments, smart grid, infrastructure, education, the kinds of investments in the areas that are important that America keep investing in. We haven't been. I mean, we've actually been pulling back until recently, I think, with the president's election, that he has started everybody to focus on these critical issues for our future.
Okay, otra vez, por favor, en español.
I forgot the question.
No, the question was, is this
about
right.
los estudiantes.
Right.
Sí. La importancia de los cursos estos en Harvard es que el enfoque principal del colegio es motivar, inspirar a los estudiantes, ayudar a su prójimo. O sea, muchos obviamente son estudiantes de mucho talento y económicamente todos van a salir y van a coger buenos trabajos, pero que no se le olvide lo importante que es de ayudar a las personas que no han tenido la suerte que han tenido ellos. Y entonces el énfasis mío ha sido de inspirarlo al servicio público y sobre todo a nivel local, no tanto en Washington, pero a nivel local, porque en el nivel local es cuando uno puede tocar a la persona, uno puede ver a esa persona, mirarlo en el ojo, ayudarlo y a la misma vez ver el resultado de los esfuerzos de uno. O sea, lo positivo que uno puede hacer se puede ver todos los días. Y ellos que ya están motivados, yo creo que van a salir después que se gradúen y van a ayudar, van a regresar a sus ciudades, se van a involucrar y yo creo que van a ayudar, y comprometerse al servicio público y ayudar a muchas personas en el futuro.
I see. What else? I think that's the most important thing.
That is.
So yeah, so one more thing. You were born and raised in Miami?
No, I was born in Cuba.
You were born in Cuba.
Raised in Miami.
Raised in Miami. When did you come to Miami?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. So there's a kid that's in Miami right now, or in another community, a Latin community, community of color, who is dreaming about a similar path that you've taken. Word of advice or inspiration?
Yeah.
Some people don't like to give advice. Some people say.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's the American dream. My family came with nothing. It's a story that's been repeated many times in American history. We came with absolutely nothing. My parents, repeatedly told me education is the key out of poverty, which we were in poverty. And you need to study, you need to study, you need to study. My parents, my dad worked at an auto parts factory picking up boxes every day, even as he got older. And he would take me with him, and I would work there sometimes part-time during the summers. And he would say, this is not what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. So whenever you think about not doing your homework, whenever you think about slacking on a test, whenever you think about playing instead of doing your work, you will have plenty of time to play. But now it's about doing your work and making sure that you don't have to do what I'm doing for the rest of my life, and that you can control your own destiny and be free, because you will be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is that you want to do, and no one will ever be able to take that away from you.
Okay, la historia de tuyo es muy importante. If you're a young person that's having a dream, I believe you understood what this man just said. With Professor, we can call you, what do they call it? Fellow, that doesn't even sound right. Fellowship Diaz. Professor Diaz, currently working at Harvard University, teaching young people how to take technology and apply it to rebuilding American cities, using new technology, creating more opportunities, more jobs. Y gracias por todo.
Thank you.
Tenga un buen día.
Thanks. Thank you.